Could LeBron James score on LeBron James? So this is kind of an interesting topic me and a friend were talking about the other day. So LeBron became the all-time leading scorer in playoff history. Cool. You could argue, everyone's been throwing around the, oh, well, he did it in 30 more games than Michael did. Oh, but he took less shots. I'm not here to argue that. LeBron's a great player. LeBron's a great scorer, even though it's probably not what he does best. We've all heard that, the cliches, yada yada. I'm not here to compare him and Jordan. Or maybe I am. Find out. What I did want to think about, though, is what would LeBron's numbers be if he had to play against himself? And this is an interesting question because basketball is the one sport that size is just an outright, not just a factor. It can just be the how do you say it? It's just, it can be everything, honestly. Like, I was trying to think of the fancy word, but forget that. It can literally be everything. Think about it. Why do we consider the three big men different than we consider great guards and forwards? When I say the great big men, I'm talking about Russell, I'm talking about Wilt, I'm talking about Kareem. I'm sorry, Shaq, you're great too, but I don't think you're necessarily, people consider like the three best big men. I think you're number 4 on a lot of people's list. Those are the three. But why do we consider them different than we do the guards and forwards whenever we do top 10 lists, when we consider the scoring lists? Because they're 7 feet tall. They're supposed to score on everyone. They're taller than everyone. They're bigger than everyone. When you go out to the playground and you play against kids, of course you're not supposed to miss any shots. You're bigger than everyone. And in basketball, that means a lot. Why do we love guys like Allen Iverson, Isaiah Thomas, the original, the new Isaiah Thomas, Nate Robinson? Why do we love those guys? Because it's harder to get your shot, and it's harder to play this sport when you are 5'8", 5'9", 6 foot. I think Allen Iverson's at 6 foot, and I think that's, if you know basketball, I think you know there's a bunch of shit. I think he's like maybe 5'10", 5'11". It's harder when you're that size, thus we deem it more impressive. Yet, no one brings that up with LeBron. We just talk about how, oh my gosh, there's never been someone as big, strong, and as fast. Like, him being fast actually, diminishes the fact that he's so, he is a larger-than-life person. Like, I'm 6'8". LeBron's 6'8" and weighs about 30 more pounds than I do. Like, he is a large human being, and I can't run near as fast as him. So, let's put this into context. If we think it's so great that these little guys can score, and we differ from what these big guys do, the thing is, it's easier for them, well then how do you judge LeBron? A man who's never been a great shooter, outside of this last stretch he's been doing really well. A guy who's never had a unique skill set or some move where you're like, oh my gosh, that move is what gets him over the top. How does he score? Well, he scores because he's 6'8", 260 pounds, and runs like a 4.3 40. He can get to the basket better than anyone who's ever lived. I'm sorry, that's the one thing. If you want to compare him and Jordan, he absolutely does better than Jordan. And it's just simply, it's not even a pound for pound thing. Like, we always talk about pound for pound players. Who's the best pound for pound in the league? LeBron's just the best guy to get to the basket. Partly because he is just 6'8", 260 pounds, and runs like a damn deer. Sorry, we can't change that. That's what he is. So, let's put that into context. What would he do if the guy defending him was 6'8", 260 pounds, and ran like a damn deer? I think we'd have a much different career. I think you'd have a much different player. And those of you that there's going to be people automatically say, well, he's great, he would have done it anyway. No, there's a difference. And here's why. Take Wilt Chamberlain, who's the greatest, if you want to go just simply on a pure statistical basis, he's the greatest scorer we've ever seen or ever will see. I know Kareem has the all-time points, but Wilt's points per game averages and all the stuff he did is just ridiculous. That'll never be matched. So, Wilt scored, I think his career average is 40-something a game, something fucking crazy. But he did that in a league where there was 8 to 10 teams, He did that when the only other guy in the league, there's only one other guy in the league who could really challenge him, and that was Bill Russell. I think there was 4 7-footers, or 4 guys even 6'10" or taller at the time, and the only one who ever could give him trouble was Bill Russell. It's the only contemporary. What did he do against Bill Russell? Lost on a routine basis, scoring average way down. I think his rebounds are about the same. Because he had to go against someone who was a legit contemporary in terms of size, strength, and speed. And he struggled. Like I said, you're going to do different than if you are a 7-footer going against 6'4", 6'5" guys, if you are just an adult going against children. And that's what it is with LeBron. He is a full-grown adult going against children. So, do I think that it should take away from what he's done? No, because the fact is, he is 6'8", 260. But I think it is a point to note. Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant had a much more distinguished skill set, as far as an offensive skill set. Both were, for the majority of their careers, better jump shooters than LeBron. I get neither were great three-point shooters, but I don't think any of the three you're going to think of as great three-point shooters. LeBron's adapted pretty well, but excuse me again. I don't think any of them are great three-point shooters. But Kobe and Michael Jordan had post games. They had mid-range games. They had distinct offensive moves they could go to at any time. They had all that stuff. So, if you're asking me, could they score against anyone? Yeah, including themselves, which both were great defensive players. LeBron scoring against himself, I think immediately drops him to where he's 5th all-time right now. It's at 27.1 points per game for his career average. I think he's an 18 to 19 points per game scorer if the guy guarding him had to be his same. But we'll never know because there's not LeBron James walking around. There's just not enough guys who are that big, that fast, that tall. They don't exist. There's only one of them. And he's going to continue to wreak havoc, which is why I think he's aged real gracefully. I say aged gracefully, he's 32. But he will continue to age gracefully because no one's still going to be him. He's still physically a monster. And I think he'll still physically be a monster for 3 to 4 more years. But hey, that's just one guy's opinion. Let me know down in the comment section. Do you think LeBron would have his same numbers if he had to guard himself?